Can John Fetterman actually win the White House? Hey guys, it's Brendan Borman, and I'm back for another 270 video where I play the mobile game 270. Today, it's a 5-player match taking on Donald Trump 2024, Jordan Peterson, Ted Cruz, and crooked Hillary Clinton. Good luck to my opponents. I do recognize DC Polk, who's playing Donald Trump 2024, and Morgan White, who is repping Ted Cruz. My strategy on turn number 1 is to go into the national groups where I can utilize John Fetterman's 40% youth votes as well as his 30% women's movement. Now, my big issue is that I'm going to have to try to avoid conflict with crooked Hillary in the national groups, who has a 35% bonus pretty much across the board, 30% in labor and environment, and there are really 4 state group lanes when you include the 4 major states, whether that is California, Texas, Florida, or New York, but there are 5 players. So just like musical chairs, I might be left without a home base if every other candidate elects to go right for state groups and not go for national groups. The advantages of national groups is that I am investing pure cash to give me more cash throughout the game. The opportunity cost is that I'm letting other players pick their home states first. So the good news is there is no conflict. We are going to get our youth vote and women's movement without conflict. The bad news is that crooked Hillary has set up shop in New York, Jordan Peterson has set up shop in California, and Ted Cruz has set up shop in the Old South, which will likely eliminate Florida for us as well. Trump 2024 was the interesting player on that turn. He elected to not spend any of his money, and he will roll over $500,000 into turn number 2. Look for him to go Texas. It'll be interesting to see what Peterson does, if he goes for oil and gas or goes for high tech. Either way, he's going to be in conflict with either Hillary Clinton in New York or with Donald Trump in Texas. I find it super annoying that Ted Cruz is pink. We are also pink. Come on, 270, you're going to have to do better than this. And then on turn number 3, after we complete our national groups on turn number 2, I'm going to have to alienate somebody. Which lane do I merge into? Do I try to take over? I do think that if we allow Ted Cruz to have the Old South and swing states and eventually even African American uncontested, even as a Republican, that is probably a little bit risky. And Peterson will be there to kind of make sure that there's conflict with either Trump in California or Hillary Clinton in New York. And so I'm going to elect to put some token pressure on the swing states. I'm going to prioritize Georgia and North Carolina as Old South states. I'm also going to go into Nevada because it looks like that Ted Cruz has just spent about the minimum needed to get the swing state bonus. And so he is expanding into the Old South. As Peterson goes up to the 3rd pip in California, he's now realizing that we are putting that token pressure on him. And we still have Trump 2020 is electing to zero spend. So at turn number 4, he's going to have a whopping $1 million to spend. Holy cow. So we do have town and gown for Hillary. We are working toward the oil and gas for Jordan Peterson. And now we have swing states and Old South for Ted Cruz, which is not going to work for us. We are going to steal North Carolina, which will take away both of his bonuses unless he goes up in South Carolina, Alabama, and Mississippi for Old South. We will prevent the swing state bonus, however. And then by expanding into Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania, that gives us access to other key states. The only thing that's a bit risky is we could risk some clashes, specifically in Michigan and Pennsylvania for high tech, if that's the route that Hillary Clinton decides to take. She is spending very little. We are clashing with Ted Cruz, which, again, clashes are not ideal, but at least it's the person that we are directly competing with. And so there's another clash in Pennsylvania. Finally, we have Texas is entered into, but Texas is entered into not by Trump, but by Cruz, which I think is a good thing for us because he loses all of those bonuses. He did not go up into the Old South. Instead, he rolled it over into the Lone Star State. I'm going to go up in Georgia by 1 pip, enter into Maryland and Louisiana, as well as South Carolina, Mississippi, and Alabama. So Virginia is interesting. I do think there's a chance that he defends Virginia, but I'm only going to go up by 2 pips and maybe prevent the Old South bonus that way. It's likely he could lock it or leave it alone. I think a 2-pip defense is not very likely. The Georgia 1-pip is a good steal. We have Gun Lobby, which is secured by Jordan Peterson. We have conflict with Hillary Clinton in Maryland. However, Cruz does go up to the 3rd pip as he's working toward getting that Old South bonus back. There's the entrance into Texas by Donald Trump, and Donald Trump also clashes with Clinton in Washington. So everyone's on the board. The Old South bonus goes back to Ted Cruz, and the oil and gas bonus is achieved by Jordan Peterson. I think the easy thing here to do is to lock Virginia while we have the lead. We do not want Hillary Clinton to think about a Virginia steal. She has other things that she could be working toward. She does not have the high-tech bonus yet. She's not in Pennsylvania, but she could spend money in Michigan and Washington. We do have Cruz, who 1-pips us back in Georgia, and she does prioritize Maryland and not Virginia, so that will work out for us. We have Peterson going up some more in some oil and gas states, and at the end of turn number 6, we are only at 29 electors. Donald Trump is only at 55, so remember, at the first ballot, if no player has yet to reach the 270 needed to win the White House, the player won the lowest amount of EVs will be eliminated. We have Donald Trump, who's working toward manufacturing in Illinois, Ohio, and Indiana uncontested. We do have Hillary, who has her town and gown, who's trying to progress to get that high-tech bonus. We have direct competition with Ted Cruz in the Old South. And then Peterson is not yet into Texas, but his goal is eventually to accumulate enough oil and gas money to put pressure on in Texas. We have a lock from Hillary Clinton in Arizona. Georgia defense by Ted Cruz. And we have movement in Michigan, Minnesota, some more oil states, some defense from Cruz. So I did 0 spend that turn. And the reason why is, A, I watched the timer and didn't have enough time to really think, but also it was not really a pivotal move. I'd already locked Virginia. I had access to enough states where next turn I could do something, but I need my money to really look like a threat. I need some players to overspend. I need to have enough cash to make a move in the middle game, which will give me bonuses. Now, I wish I had locked North Carolina, but I'm going to make a strong move here against Ted Cruz. And we'll see if it works out. We have only a small spin by Donald Trump, which is surprising. Georgia steal is successful to the 9th pip. I chose the 9th pip and not the 10th pip in Georgia because if he locked it, at least that cash would not have been wasted. We have Peterson locking Minnesota. Oh, man, our North Carolina defense was great. We did get to the 9th pip against 8th pip attacking. So we'll be able to lock that next turn. And so after turn number 8, we do get the Old South. It's a small bonus, only 42,500. But hey, we can look at that as a free lock of North Carolina. Now I can lock Louisiana, lock Georgia. And now I'm going to go for Wisconsin, Nevada, and Michigan steals. Now, I don't think, no, it's not. I don't have enough here to get the swing state bonus. But what this does is allows me to steal enough EVs to where I'm probably going to be safe on the ballot round, which is my goal. We have entrance in Clash in Illinois. Louisiana is locked. We have Ted Cruz attacking in multiple places. Our Michigan steal to the 7th pip is successful. North Carolina, I do not expect any attacking. We were able to cleanly steal that to the 10th pip. And we are at 84 EV. So 3 bonuses. A couple other players have 2 bonuses. We don't have a whole lot of time. Looking at the board, I can go for a couple steals in South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee and New Jersey, I'm not expecting those to work. I expect a clash or defense, but I'm just going to put that money there to give me outs in case, let's say, Cruz, for example, goes all out for Wisconsin and Michigan and leaves a New Jersey or Tennessee alone. He did 1-pip defense Alabama, but it was unsuccessful. He also put money into Connecticut and Hawaii and Idaho. So, yeah, he is toast. So, goodbye to Ted Cruz. That is going to leave us with access to all of the Old South. Swing. We still have both national groups that are working for us. And the good thing, the best thing about this entire game is now we only have one pink player. So not two. Now we can go up into Florida, which will give us swing. I can also lock Michigan. I do think that Hillary will be coming for Michigan either now or later. Let's go ahead and lock it now. And then putting my Old South money to play, I can get into Arkansas because I'm not yet in Arkansas. Wisconsin, I probably could have locked it. It's not the end of the world if I do lose it. To Jordan Peterson to be strictly EVs. I'm leaving Tennessee open in case no one else enters it. A ballot would not be the best thing for me as I'm not spread out yet. We did have a big spend in Michigan, which was unsuccessful from Hillary Clinton, so that helps us. There's African American and swing. And so now we have the 3 OASIS bonuses. We have both of our national group bonuses. We're up to 138 electors. We really need to put our African-American money to the test by getting into New York. We also could go up in Tennessee if we need those electors. We could lock Wisconsin if we need it. I'm thinking about dumping my swing money into Florida just as preemptive defense because I don't want someone to 1-pip Florida. And if we just put an extra $100,000 there, it might be enough to scare everyone away. And then going to get into Nebraska and Ohio just for EVs. Peterson is spending in Alaska for who knows what reason. Trump is flipping Kentucky. So hopefully for him, he can stay in the game. It would not be the worst thing if we had Donald Trump was eliminated next. We do have a clash in Texas, which is not good for us because that's a lot of money that we are wasting. However, we're blocking Peterson from getting 1-pip closer, and the ballot round does knock out Donald Trump. So, again, that will open up access into Illinois, which we have AA money for, Ohio, which is no longer a swing state, but if we do get the export bonus later on, that could help us there, or it could help us make our way toward no, we don't need it for manufacturing because we already have North Carolina and Michigan locked, and Wisconsin is likely not going anywhere. So what we're going to do is open up into Washington and Oregon. We already have a clash in Illinois, so there will not be a ballot next round. We have some defense coming from Hillary in New York, so she was feeling the pressure there. Washington, Hillary gets up to the 3rd pip, but there are no bonuses that change hands. We still have a unoccupied Oregon, as well as Texas and Illinois, which will prevent a ballot. I think we're going to spend our swing money now in Wisconsin and lock it. Man, Pennsylvania's tempting because it's on the 9th pip. We have our swing money and nowhere else to put it, but I don't want to have a clash. I don't really want to put any money there to kind of signal that we might go there and then have Hillary lock it the next turn, so we're just going to leave it alone. I'm going to 1-pip Oregon. I do think Texas is interesting. I could go into Texas again, but I don't know what the point of that would be. Maybe the other players will waste some money. We have a clean entry in Illinois, defense again in New York, a block in Oregon, so there will not be a ballot. Does not matter what happens with Texas, which the answer to Texas is nothing. Wisconsin finally locks, and so we are losing 132 to 184 for Hillary Clinton, and we have less than that for Jordan Peterson. But we have Texas, which is unoccupied, assuming that we can just put a bunch of free cash into Texas. That will be ours. And then we have all of this African American. I can go up to the 9th pip in Tennessee, going for a 10th pip steal in Pennsylvania, and I'm going to hoard the rest of my cash in Texas for the next round, as well as using my Old South money for Arkansas. So if I can get 2 of these steals, I should be good for the next round. Alaska is locked. Arkansas, again, there's really no reason for Hillary to go there, so that was an easy pickup for us. New York, again, is just being defended. We have Oregon clean entry. Pennsylvania flips to John Fetterman. Tennessee flips to John Fetterman. We took key states away from Hillary and from Jordan Peterson that time. Now I can lock Tennessee. Now I have enough pure cash. If I want to go into Texas and claim it for me, I can. I could enter into California. Let's just go into Texas instead. I have I have Old South, African American, and swing state money that I could spend. Evangelicals, so we have a turn 16 spin in the national groups. Gotta love to see it sometimes. I guess in his perspective, where else could he have spent his money? But again, he is going to lose, as is Hillary. Mr. John Fetterman has got this game under wraps. I can pretty much take out whoever I want to take out. I can just lock Tennessee, roll over my money. We're going to go up to the 3rd pip in New York, Ohio. We're going to steal New Jersey. I think we're just going to take out Hillary because we'll have all those African-American and swing. And it doesn't matter anyway. I think I could win if I took out Peterson, but actually I'm not even in California, so I couldn't do that if I wanted to. Let's just roll with this. Peterson's going to attack me in Florida. And our New Jersey steal is successful as Hillary 0 spent. She might have actually forfeited, if I'm being honest. Nope, she did not. But she is going to be eliminated on this ballot round, which we are not quite at 270. We're at 222. And so the map is turning pink and yellow. Let's make it more pink. We're going to double pip a lot of these open states in the town and gown. Going to go up in Arizona, enter into Iowa. Let's just spend in the Old South a little bit, get into Indiana. Kentucky's already to the 9th pip, so we're going to leave that one alone. We'll get into Oregon. Florida, 1 defense. So we're still saving $731,000. A lot of our swing money I could have put into Arizona next turn. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're up to 351 EVs. Here is a ballot round, turn number 19. We can now lock Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, Arizona, Maryland, New Hampshire, and Iowa. Going to go up in Missouri to the 3rd pip. 1 pip Nebraska, go up in Kansas as well. Texas, I'll go up as a single pip. I don't think he can spend this much in Florida, but I'll do it anyway. And then I'm 1 pip short here in Oregon, so I'll come down, spend some free cash, and go up in Oregon. Go up 1 more pip in Indiana just to be safe, and lock it in, folks. This was a fun game. Again, I did not panic when I was boxed out of the key paths for multiplayer. I picked my spots. I chose Ted Cruz because I didn't want any one player to get too powerful, just like the board game Risk. I identified that Jordan Peterson was going to be kind of the glue that kept Hillary and Donald Trump in place. I also recognized that Donald Trump's tendencies were to save money, and I did not want to take the bait by getting into Texas too early. And then when I did lock, I locked with a purpose. Oftentimes I chose not to lock, and I used my cash advantage to really extend the game. So as someone with multiplayer experience, my national groups paid off by having a 19 or 20 round turn. Thanks again so much for watching. If you made it this far, hit the like button, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Help us reach our goal of 5K before Election Day. And until next time, I'll catch you in the next 270 video.